I absolutely love our big 2-story ceilings in our living room, but if you watch episode 5 of Building Modern on a Budget, you will know that we had some challenges with our HVAC system. One of our biggest issues was figuring out where we could place the vents in the living room. Ultimately, pretty much the only place that we could put them is right on the wall, right next to our fireplace, so they're very visible. They're kind of an eyesore, if I'm being honest. These are the stock metal vent covers that our HVAC contractor added when he installed the whole system. They're fine. They probably look like the vent covers you've seen in most people's houses. They're metal, they're adjustable. They're just not very pretty to look at. Keep watching to see how in a single afternoon, I took these basic, kind of ugly vent covers and turned them into a custom work of art.
This video is sponsored by Cricut. The first thing to do was to remove the old vent covers using a screwdriver. With the old covers out of the way, I could measure the actual dimensions of the air duct. Because they can often warp while being installed, or years of joint compound and paint can sometimes shrink the diameter. For the structure of my vent covers, I found this 3/4 inch solid pine L-shaped molding at my local Home Depot. Liking what you see? Tag that like button down below. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe as well. I used a miter saw to create a 4-sided rectangular frame for the vent cover. If you don't have a miter saw at home, you can use a hand saw and a miter box. Remember to move slowly and take lots of care whenever you're cutting a small piece of trim like this with any powered saw. Before I could attach my frame pieces together, I needed to figure out how I was going to attach the new vent covers to the ducting since I didn't want visible screws. Luckily, the ducting is made out of galvanized steel, so that meant I could use magnets. I used a 3/8 diameter Forstner bit to carefully drill little recesses on the outside face of the back flange of my trim. Since my trim is so small and delicate, I made sure to drill pretty slowly and not apply too much pressure. The goal was to create a recess that was just slightly deeper than the magnet's thickness. To attach the magnets, I used a few drops of my favorite CA glue, Rapid Fuse by DAP. Once the magnets were in place, I could begin assembling the pieces of my frame. When I'm working in a hurry, I like to use what I call the 2-glue method. You guys have heard me talk about this before in past videos. Basically, I apply traditional wood glue to the joint, and I also follow up with a few drops of a quick-setting CA glue like Rapid Fuse. The CA glue quickly grabs the wood and holds it together, working almost like a clamp while the wood glue fully cures. I clamp the trim to these tiny little aluminum squares from DFM Toolworks. DFM is not a sponsor, but I absolutely love these little squares. I use them all the time. Any of my experienced woodworker friends out there know that a mitered butt joint, which is what these are not the strongest joint someone could use. That's okay, because the plan was to reinforce the joints by adding a custom vent grate. To create the small repeated cuts of the vent grate, I got to pull out one of my favorite tools, my Cricut Maker 3. The Cricut Maker 3 is an electronic cutting machine that can be used to cut a huge variety of materials. I use mine all the time to create things like lettering and stencils. You guys saw me use a Cricut machine last year to create my massive mosaic mirror. When it came time to design the look of the vent grate, I plugged in my laptop and I opened up Cricut Design Space, which is Cricut's free software that can be used with all of their cutting machines. In Design Space, I can use the integrated tools to create my own designs, or I can upload and use some of my existing images and easily turn them into cuttable SVG files. The thing that really sets the Maker 3 apart from other cutting machines is its ability to cut extra thick, heavy-duty materials like wood veneer, leather, and chipboard. Chipboard, for my woodworker friends out there, is kind of like really thin sheets of MDF. For my vent grate, I decided to use sturdy 2mm chipboard, which is about as thick as 24 sheets of craft paper stacked together. In order to cut the 2mm chipboard that I plan on using for my vent cover screens, I need to switch out my standard cutting tip for a knife blade. The reason why Cricut cutting machines are so popular is because they're just really user-friendly. it literally took me less than 5 seconds to switch out a fine point blade, which can be used to cut things like vinyl or even delicate fabrics, to a heavy-duty knife blade designed to handle beefier construction materials. The Cricut Maker 3 is also unique because, in addition to being able to cut, it can also draw custom intricate designs, like a company logo. Once I got my chipboard sheets set up on the cutting mat, all I had to do is press go and let the Cricut do its work. I know some old school makers have conflicted feelings about using robotic equipment in the shop, but not only do they enable us to create unique items that we never could by hand before, they also are able to run in the background while we finish other tasks. I played around with a couple of different great designs. Not only was I trying to get the modern look that I like, but I also wanted to pick a design that would maximize airflow.
As you can see with our old vent covers, they have positionable louvers. So these little slats move up and down. You can adjust the back one. And basically these help direct the air in a certain angle. So if you need your air to blow down, up, sideways, something like that, the DIY options that I'm making might not be the greatest for you. But if you have a situation like ours where you just need the air to blow out and fill the room in no particular direction, then it will work.
Once I was done cutting the great designs and made sure that they were sized perfectly to fit the frame, it was time to attach the two together. I carefully applied a thin bead of rapid fuse to the inside edge of the wooden frame. I then lowered the chipboard grate into place, making sure that all the edges were flush. You might find it helpful to clamp the grate to the frame while the glue fully cures. I flipped the vent cover over and applied a very thin bead of silicone caulk to the seam. This will help strengthen the attachment of the grate to the frame, as well as to prevent any air from leaking in directions I don't want it to go. Once everything was dry, I took the vent cover outside and applied 1 coat of primer and 2 coats of the same paint that I have on the walls in my house. A few hours later, I was able to install my new covers into the ducting by simply pressing it into place. The tight fit of the frame and the magnets do all the work to keep the new cover from moving. Ready to see how my air vents look now? The air vents are definitely still noticeable, but with a much more pleasing and updated design, they're not such an eyesore. I really like this idea because I think the great design could be customized to fit any style of decor, not just contemporary like we have in our house. If you wanted to get creative with floral designs and paisleys, you absolutely could. Let me know if you'd be interested in using the specific Cricut files that I used for my vent cover grates. If so, I'll make them available on my website. If you want to see more of how we built our DIY modern house, I recommend you check out the full Building Modern on a Budget house series. If you like other types of DIY content, check out this video as well. As always, thanks for watching, guys.